Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with another mixed media frenzy. And today is one where I'm going to be doing a background that will take a little bit of time to dry. And there's not a lot of other stuff I can do in between. So you'll have to kind of have some patience with me. Let me first go over this is the layout we're lifting. It's got one photo, doilies, some frames. What I'm seeing here are kind of some scribbles in the background, and I like these little stamped images of flowers, some of which are filled in. There's some lighter images here. I love the kind of whimsical clustering of things. There's some strong circular elements. There's some kind of strips of other shapes. I've got a few things I'm going to work with. Primarily, everything I'm going to use is from my Mind the Scrap June kit, which I have just received a couple days ago. And I'll kind of start showing you what is in there. Let me find a place to put that. First of all, kind of based on this, I immediately went for these. I love these, and there are some other similar circular elements, but I may use two of these instead of one, or I may just pick one. It kind of depends on how the background colors and some of my other embellishments turn out. I'm going to make some scribble marks, and I'm going to use this stencil to do some of these chevron zigzags. I'm also going to use, that's from the Mind the Scrap kit. These two things are from my stash. This is left, it's press board kind of thing. It came from a company called Scrap Mats and a prize that I won. I'm going to maybe trace some of these elements, the little butterflies or some of the flowers. I've done that on the layout before. This is, I don't know what this is. It's a packing piece from something, but I like the size of these circles and that I can make them, I can kind of line them up like that. So I use that as a stencil a lot. This paper is from Pink Paisleys and many more, and there are several other things in that and many more collection. And it's a birthday collection, and this is kind of, this photo of Ava was taken, I think, at a birthday celebration or the site of a birthday celebration. But I'm not quite sure of that. In any case, it isn't a birthday photo, and it's not, the story isn't about the birthday. It's about the world's largest Pac Man machine that was at the place that her dad took her, and that expression on her face about, like, wow, that's a big Pac Man machine. So I've already mounted the photo on some Vicky Bouton paper that came in the Let's Wander 6x8 pad, and I backed it here, and then I cut the bottom off, the other side of the bottom off, and lined up where the words started here to go with this angled piece here. And the other half of that page I'm going to use behind that, and instead of a doily I'm going to use this packing that was in some fruit, and I think I'm just going to go ahead right now and get this kind of stapled off here. If I don't do it, I may forget to do it. And that's all I'm going to do to hold that on there. I'm going to kind of do this, and then I may layer some other things under there. Okay, so I have fussy cut some pieces, some flowers from this paper, and I've made some banners from the yellow side of the paper. I'm going to put that away. I have, let me open this and get these out. I'm also working with a line. I'm not sure what the name of the line is. From Pebbles, that's kind of a cute, it's got a lot of cute, Live Life Happy, a lot of cute teen and preteen style ephemera, which is perfect for my photo. I've picked out the ones I like, or that I thought might be, might work in here. I've hand cut a little frame that I thought might go right there, for example, and I've put some foam backing. I've got another frame also in the kit. Was this frame that's blue. I'm going to have lots of different colors here, but my background is going to primarily be pink and yellow. I've got some hearts from a previous Mind the Scrap kit. This is from, I think, the Pink Paisley line. I've also got some Maggie Holmes clear stickers, and I've got this packaging from the Pink Paisley stickers that I can glue these on and fussy cut anything that I get ready to use. So those are my supplies. I'm gonna start right now mixing up the colors to put on the page. And in this case, I'm actually, the other thing is I'm gonna use this striped paper, this diagonal striped paper that was the branding strip on that and many more Pink Paisley paper. I absolutely love the colors in this little rainbow stripe. Okay, this is just a page protector, and I've got another bit right here. I can put this. I'm going to use these also came in the kit, these 3 colors of the Vicki Boutin pigment powder. And my experience with this is that it doesn't take much of it, which is why there's just a sprinkler on it, to get a pretty representative color. So I'm just gonna kind of tap it, and actually nothing is coming out there. Well, there's a little bit on there, but that's probably all I need to get a certain level of pink. And what I'm mixing it into is a matte acrylic gel. And what that is, what I'm expecting that to do is hold in peaks. I'm going to spread it a bit like spreading frosting on a cake, and I expect it to hold in peaks. And I'm expecting there to be, I'm intending for there to be small streaks of the color. Now, I added the lighter pink and the darker pink. I'm gonna actually separate that into kind of 2 batches and add a little more of this. This is kind of a watermelon pink or a peachier type of pink, and I'm not quite sure. Oh, that's the problem. The other one I had already used. And so, okay, that may be more than I want, but I can always add more. And if I get it too dark, what I do is add in a little bit of white gesso. And I'm gonna spritz a little water on these. So I've got the brighter pink in here. I didn't really want to go with that, with too much of that, because it's kind of Pepto-Bismol-ish. Okay, here's the yellow. I know I haven't used it. And again, with my difficulty peeling things. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of yellow. So let me see if I can scrape some of that off. And I intentionally left a little of the pink on my knife. Okay, that's gonna have to work. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'll kind of show you where I'm getting my, you can see that there's mixed media kind of in a horizontal plane across here, and then it kind of moves down the page. And so I'm going to somewhat mimic that, and then we'll see what I can do while that's drying, and then see how dry it needs to be, or how wet it can still be for me to be able to go on with the page. Okay, I'm going to move that off there. Okay, I have here, I've got a little yellow on my knife, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of scrape it across. I'll pick up a little of the lighter pink and kind of move that. And get a little more of the yellow. Okay, now I'm going to go on a little bit thicker, leaving some globs kind of around the yellow that's already there. Now, I'm going to use this stencil a couple of different ways. One is I'm going to kind of get some hard edges there. And I did that to kind of create some peaks. And I want to be sure that I don't have a pre-existing okay, so you can see that there are some of those jagged edges, if you will. Now I'm going to wipe this off well, because a little bit later I'm going to be using it for something else entirely. I will use ink with it, and I wish I had a better way of cleaning and reusing stencils while making a video, and I think the answer to that is to edit this part out of the video, but it kind of gives me a chance to think and talk about what I'm going to do next. Next thing I'm going to do, I think I'm done using the medium. I'm going to fold that up so it can't hurt anything on the table. I'm going to put the knife over there with it. I'm going to use this pen, which is a Signo Uniball, and I've had good luck with it contacting mediums such as this and not being damaged. So I'm going to kind of do some of this. I have thought about doing it on the page first and then doing the medium over it, but I think the medium might smear it, and I really kind of okay, and I'm just gonna put these anyway. I didn't want the black to get into the medium and smear it. Okay, so those are the lines I'm going to put on, and I'm again going to get that out of the way. I'm going to wipe the tip of my pen and hope that it'll ever write again. So we'll see later in the video. Now I think I'm going to add some Heidi Swap Color Shine in a hot pink color that will kind of bring out some of the colors in the photo. And I'm going to add in some drops of this Delusions Lemon Zest yellow ink. And that will kind of add a little interest and color to the background. This is truly a messy background, and I'm hoping that I can make it come to life in some way. Okay, let me now put this off to the side to dry. And I'm going to work on building this cluster. I've already got this on here. I'm going to put a little foam on the back of the photo and put some, actually I think I may just use this medium as an adhesive. Well, actually no. This is not going to be as wet, and it will have really excellent hold through that netting. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to kind of bring it off. Let me kind of press that down so that glue makes contact through the netting. Okay, let me pull this if that were, let me use this to kind of hold that down so I don't get, if there's anything on my thumb, I don't want it to get in there. I can put that out there. Let's see, do I want it further in? Maybe. Let me, there we go. I'd like the netting to kind of show through it and around it. So I like that placement. And I'll just wet that with a little dot of glue, and it'll be loose up there, but it'll start holding pretty soon there. Now let's pull this chipboard frame out. And got a couple things here I could use. This flower inside there is one of them, but for right now, I think I'm just going to go with this frame, and I'll kind of just go ahead and cut it in half. And do this. Where's my... kind of have that at a little bit different angle there. Okay. And that's building. Let me look at what else I may want to do. I may want to have one of those fussy cut flowers kind of as part of this cluster on this side. There, I can have it overlapping on there. Again, something that needs to be attached with wet glue. Okay, it kind of, that hides her ever-present foam, but it doesn't take away from her expression. Okay, and then there is a spot I'd like to kind of stick a little circle maybe up in under that flower, and because it would contrast so well, I really like this green one, and that's kind of why I put that page up at the top. So let me see if I can, got something on my fingernail there. I'm gonna do this on top of this white packaging and just cut it out so that it has some texture and doesn't pick up excuse me, the wide range of colors that are in the underneath it, that are going to be underneath it anyway. Okay, again, more painful viewing, I suppose. Fussy cutting a circle is just not my favorite thing, nor my strong suit. So let me get kind of right in here with a little of that wet glue. Okay, there we go. That's, let's see, is there something I could put on there? It could say, yay. There's one that says sights and sounds, and sights and sounds kind of work for that scene. Happy wouldn't exactly fit on there. I'm going to leave it blank for now, and go about continuing to build this. I want to use this, if you'll notice in the original, there's some banners kind of under this little circly thing. So I wanted to add these banners, but I'm going to add them behind this back piece here. So there's some depth between the flower and the circle and what's in the back. So the first thing I'm going to do, I guess, is cover my glue here. And I'm going to staple them together and then put some adhesive on the front up here by the staple. Figure out where that goes in the back. and just press it on like that. Okay, that seems to work. And that kind of brings that yellow and the other yellows that are going to be in there a lot. Ah, okay, I see something that I can do. I like, as you know, overlapping hearts, and I have a couple hearts here that are the right size to fit on there. Just little tiny puffy hearts. And I'm getting them a little bit different. The colors of these two are a little bit different. Now I may have to go back and reinforce that with some liquid glue, but let me now kind of go to, there's another cluster down here that doesn't look like it has to be connected, but I am going to connect it. So I'm going to find a way to do that. Let me put these down. I have cut these circles, and I've kind of got I can connect them and let them be a platform. This is very different from how I pictured using them. They're also cut from a paper in that Vicky Bouton, let's go, 6x8 pad. I'm gonna go, these might be side by side, and this one may be hanging off down here. I don't actually like that. I'm going to, this is where I'm going to use this. Let's see, what would look good? This yellow one that says "You Shine." Okay, and I'm going to take this piece of foam and let it act as something of a platform. Do this, hope that's the right shape. I'm actually going to staple that. I'll staple it where there isn't. Oh, no, I'm not, am I? Okay, so glue it is, folks. Let me get a sheet of paper here. I want to do this, connecting that and where this is going to be. There isn't adhesive here, and I can't do that to it, but I can glue this to the foam and then insert the foam under there. So let me do that, and then I'll start kind of decorating those. We'll go like this. Okay. I'll go like this, and then there's a little bit of that foam showing, and I'm going to use that to do one of these partial flowers. There we go. And I've got the You Shine kind of on a little bit crooked, and that's intentional. Let's see, I've got another one of these flowers that could go like that, and then I could do something like this love on top of that. That's a little too busy. Maybe this yay could go, no, don't like that. how about this love under there? And I'll pop it up. Let me get some foam and put it on each side of that circle. And I'll put that foam there and that foam there. And all of this while I'm hoping that my background is drying. There. There. And I'm just going to kind of put a little here because that's going to go underneath this. So you can barely tell that it's a flower. Okay, so I've kind of got that, and there's a lot more that's going to be done here, but I kind of wanted to wait for it to dry. Let me kind of push these up a bit. It's still not dry right in here where the big glops are, for lack of a better word. Let me do a line of circles here. I'll scribble inside of them. I'll do another line here. Okay, and a few maybe right here, kind of interacting with but not following those chevron lines. And maybe another, like one circle at a time here. Here. Maybe down here. Okay, let me take this. I know that this is going to kind of go this way. There will be some foam up under that. So I might want some, here's where I could use maybe some sprigs, greenery traced. So let me kind of go here. And I'm doing it intentionally messy and intentionally interfering with and some of the other images I've done. And here's some more, another spot that I may want to see some coming out. The idea is for it to look doodled and not stenciled, so not perfect and kind of messy. Okay, that should be good. Let me maybe do a butterfly there, and I'll do one here. Again, nothing like actual actual perfection. Let me see if I can do this one. That Okay, and now I'm going to add, well, actually, let me get the clusters in place and add other paper embellishments before doing the stamping. I don't, chances are I could do some stamping and it would end up, I'd end up covering it up with some of the paper. Okay. This, okay, let me get, that for some quick stick and this for some long-term hold. It's kind of like doing trim in a house. Okay, I'm gonna do this kind of right there. All right, and I can see I may want another flower there. So I like that that's coming out, and I like that the ink spray sort of interacted with, let me get some more of this white foam. It interacted with the medium that was tinted with the powders. Okay, and now we'll do some glue to get it down. Chances are, with the medium being wet, okay, so there's that. I can kind of move it around since the medium is, or the glue is wet. I can do that. That's okay with me. I thought about using these strawberries, but I'm not thinking, well, why not? Why not? There are 3 of them, and I thought maybe kind of right in conjunction with the 3 flowers. I can put this one maybe right here, tucked up under there, and then this one maybe right under there. Okay, so they're barely tucking out, just tiny little little details. Okay, I have also brought out here a, well, you know about the this paper. I'm just gonna kind of let me do it like this. I didn't make an arrow out of it. I'm using it as a torn-edged, just horizontal piece of paper with some striping on it. Let me get a tiny bit coming from up there. Like that. It would be good to have it under this guy. Okay. And I can add some other little strips of paper maybe. Torn, oh, I know what I'm gonna use. Some torn washi tape. I got this washi in the kit as well, and I'm the world's worst at figuring out where washi ends and begins. Okay, so I like this, and I love ripping washi. Okay, so that piece can kind of go right there. There we go. And it hangs off the ends, which is okay. I'm not gonna have this one hang off the end. I'm gonna have to peel that butterfly back, or that strawberry back up again. Maybe like that. Okay. And is there some place I can use this? Just kind of add it as a, tuck it in as a little bit of a layer right there. Okay. And I've got this bit that has this yellow print on the back, and I'm going to rip it. And put it maybe up here as well. Okay, and I think that's all I will do there. Now, I'm going to, well, okay, I brought out this Vicky Bouton sticker sheet because I wanted to use these little plus signs. I haven't completely killed this, and this won't kill it either, but it will give me a nice kind of set of accents around the field of the page. I don't have any here. I was thinking there was something else I saw. There's this arrow, which is holographic and white and extremely shiny. So I thought I'd use it there, but I may prefer it here. Okay, that's still kind of moving around, so the glue is still wet. Found another plus sign, and I thought I could use it maybe there. Now let those plus signs decide where I'm going to do my stamping. But before I do my stamping, I'm going to do my title. I have this set of thickers that I've been pulling things off of for a while, and mostly spelling other words other than the ones that it was meant to spell. And that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to use that W there, and let me carefully try to get the netting on top of it. Okay, I'll just lay it straight over that strip. I'm going to use this O. I don't think I have an O. Well, I do have an O on the end of this G. It isn't as nice an O, or as large an O. So I'm going to use the O from today. And let me carefully get that kind of fixed up a bit. All right. And then there is an M here. I'm going to turn upside down and make into a W for the word wow. Okay, now it would be great if I had an exclamation point. Maybe this T would work. And maybe I can use a, let's see. We got the curve going around here. There. Will a star work for the exclamation point? Probably not. So I'm going to cut a period-like thing out of that. There. Okay. So that works. I've got my title on, so that's half the battle one right there. Where's my little stamp? Okay. This is going to be some stamping and filling in. I don't know if you notice on the original, they're like some stamped flowers, and then some of them are filled in, some of them are like shadow images. There are also shadow images of some letters and stuff, and it kind of gets really nice and messy up in here. But that's the part that's wet on mine, so I don't know how messy I'm going to really be able to get. I'm going to kind of do this around some of these pre-existing dots and so forth. Let me do something right in here, and then I'll do a shadow image kind of right here, and here, and here maybe. And then a real one up close to it. Another one here, and I don't want to throw off the balance of these, but I'm going to kind of do this and this. And then something here and here. And one, let me move this a little bit to the end so I can do this on there. I'm going to do one right here, kind of tucked under this guy, and another one right there. And I'm going to go back and fill in some of these, maybe fill in some butterflies as well. Do this. I don't want to get on the wet medium. Okay. Should I have a flower over here by the butterfly? Maybe not, but maybe right here. And that one's, oh, that one actually stamped better than it had any right to because of how I was having to bridge some other images. Okay. Now, let's go back. I'm going to wipe this off. I love this VersaFine ink, but it does tend to stay on. Put that there where I can keep track of it. Wipe that off and not spend a whole lot of time on it. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to kind of fill in some of these to make them blacker. I'm not going to go completely black, and that would take me a marker maybe, and I don't really want to get that precise. That little stamp is a Vicky Boutin stamp, and I'm sorry I can't tell you what collection it's from. Up here where there are two of them, I'll make one black, and then I'll maybe color in this little butterfly, at least part of it, out here. Okay. I love the look of doodling, even if it's accomplished by stamps. But I don't mind doing a little of it freehand. Here's another one I can blacken, and I may blacken or really more heavily doodle in that circle. Here, I'll blacken this one. I'll maybe do some blackening in there. I will blacken in this circle. I'll do the circle but not the flowers here. And I will do this flower here. It's beginning to look balanced in a way that I like. I'm going to do a circle here. I wish I had waited for me to use the template. Okay, here we go. And I'll just scribble inside so it'll cover my poor circle drawing. Okay, I think we're good there. I'm going to add, there are also kind of some random hearts around the page. I may put one, let's see, maybe one right here. That's over some of the yellow mixed media that didn't look great. I have some X's and O's here that I thought I could add into the mix. Let me do a pretty pink. I'll do the pretty pink one on here. Maybe go with this kind of squiggly one. Let's see, where do I want to use that? Why not? Right here as part of a group of three. Another X that could kind of go there. Another O that we could add into this little grouping. And another X. Oh, let's do it up here. There we go. Okay. The last thing I wanted to add are some of these jewels, and I will kind of put them in some places that we, okay, there's, I'm going to cover one of my own doodles there. Let me draw a few more of those little goofy doodles. Maybe draw a little flight trail there. And what about this guy? Does he need a flight trail? And there's this one. That's fun. And maybe I'll have it continuing out here. Okay, that's kind of fun to do. I'm just going to kind of sprinkle these around in no particular design. One there. And the point of all of it is adding kind of texture and visual interest with, in my view of it, there's all the messiness and disorder and chaos that just kind of highlights her expression in the photo. It's all about the photo. And I'm gonna write over here, how surprised were you at the world's biggest Pac Man? Okay, and then I probably will do something in the way of a date. I have to look that up, actually. I'm kind of gonna go back and do a little doodling on these chevrons just to add some interest. They look a little lonely kind of standing out there. The scribbling doesn't look as nice as I'd hoped it would with the compared to the other scribbling that was on there. And I've kind of got some more I can add, and you probably wish I had just stopped doing that a while back. But that's what I really love about the layout, and kind of wanted to emulate that really messy, everything's kind of part of the disarray of the layout. Okay, I think I'm gonna be done here. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Get out and try some mixed media, mix it up and see what happens.